Welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Tier 7 French light tank, the AMX 1375. The 1375 is pretty much an upgrade of the 12T, which was the Tier 6 light tank. It looks virtually the same and is pretty much the same in many respects. I'll just go through the stats and we can compare them a little bit. So it has 900 hit points, which is not bad for a light tank in Tier 7. Weighs anywhere from sort of 15 to 18 tonne, has 300 horsepower, a speed of around 61 kilometers an hour, so it's quite quick. Traverse speed of 40, which is excellent. Has hull armour is 40 on the front, 20 on the side, and 15 on the rear. And the turret is very similar, 40 on the front, 20 on the side, and 20 on the rear. There's no point talking about weak spots on this tank because obviously the whole tank is a weak spot. You're dealing with anything from tier 5 up to tier 10, and any tier 5 tank can penetrate you. So there's no point talking about the armor in that respect. The turret traverse speed is 46, which is very quick. It does have excellent turret traverse. The view range is 390, which is very good. Still doesn't match the typical tier 9 and 10 heavy tanks, which have around 410 view range, so you still can't see as far as the people you've got to spot, which is a problem. Signal range is 750, which is very, very good. The tank, well actually we might just compare it now a little bit to the 12T. The 12T, I haven't got it anymore, so I can't show it to you, but it's similar weight. It's about 14-15 tonne. Does about 60, so it's pretty much the same speed. Traverse speed is quite similar. I think maybe a little bit less on the 12T. The arm is virtually identical to the 12T. The turret traverse is quite similar to the 12T, and the view range and signal range are very similar. I think the view range is about 10 meters more. So it's really, you're getting extra hit points, and the only other real difference, actually there's two other differences, but it's mainly around the gun. So we'll talk about the gun. Basically the gun is a better gun, and you have a little bit better gun depression because it was terrible on the 12T. So to give you an idea, the gun is once again an auto loader with a 6-shell magazine. Once the magazine is loaded, it's 2 seconds between each shot, which is very good. That's very quick. Time to completely load the magazine is 16 seconds, which is excellent. So if you've got your crew 100%, which means they're actually operating at about 110 because the commander gives them another 10%, plus you've got vents, you're going to get that down another couple of seconds. And if so it's pretty good. The average penetration of the gun is 144, which is fine against tier 5, 6, even tier 7s, but against tier 8s, 9s, 10s, it's not really good enough. You can get some of them from the back or particular weak spots, but other than that you're going to struggle with a lot of tier 8s and above. 135 damage is not very high, but then you've got a rapid fire 6-shot magazine, so you can still cripple some tanks. With premium ammo we go up to 202 penetration, which is pretty good, and will enable you to penetrate most of your tier 8 tanks and some of your tier 9s and 10s. If you remember to load the magazine with it. So you need to carry at least 6 premium rounds if you decide to do that. The accuracy of .36 is quite good and does allow you to snipe a little bit at range if you need to, or when you're sure no one will be able to spot you. Aiming time of 2.3 isn't fast, but it's not super slow. It's pretty good. Now, so that's the gun, and as I said, the gun depression now is 6 degrees of gun depression, which is a lot better. It was 4 degrees of gun depression on 12T, so that's improved quite a bit, but it's still not enough to be a hill fighter. So really you can use hills for spotting, but you can't use hills for shooting at people. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. Well, it's a lot of an issue. But even worse, it has a gun elevation of 9 degrees, which is really, really bad. So if you're traveling down a hill and you see someone across a valley or something, chances are if your tank's pointing down you won't be able to shoot across at them because your gun elevation is terrible as well. But so yeah, the gun is good, but the depression elevation is not good. Other than that, the camouflage rating on this tank is very good. It's the best camouflage rating of any tier 7 light tank. It's basically the same as the 12T, which is good because normally as you go up in tiers in tanks, the camouflage reduces, whereas this one is pretty much the same as it was on the 12T. That said, I found with the 12T, now having driven light scouting tanks a bit more, I'm still not good at driving scout tanks. I'm still bloody awful at it. But what I have learned is that passive scouting, if you're in a bush with a camouflage net and a crew trained in camouflage in a scouting tank, tier 9 and 10 tanks on average will spot you when they get between 200 to 150 meters of you. See, I was under the impression that, you know, an auto spot happens at about 50 meters. So if you're within 50 meters of someone, you automatically spot them. So it doesn't matter how well camouflaged you are. And in tiers, 4, 5, 6, not a problem. You can be in a bush with a camouflage net and tanks will drive 60 meters from you, totally unaware that you're there. When you get up to these higher tiers, tiers 9 and 10, it doesn't work that way. Their view range is so good, and if they've got a few, extra view mods to increase their view range, I've found you tend to get spotted even by tier 8s between 200 and 150 meters. That makes it quite difficult to spot. Like if tanks are moving towards you, you really just have to run and often get killed. So I don't do passive scouting much anymore. I now do active scouting. So I have the instead of the binoculars now, I have coated optics, and I don't worry about a camouflage net because I tend to be moving all the time. So I've got vents fitted, and I have the upgraded suspension fitted so I don't track myself, and it's harder for enemies to track me as well. So that's how I work this tank. You might find a better way of doing it. Good luck to you. Always carry a repair kit because you get tracked, you are dead, and so you rely on your ability to move. And also, if your engine gets done, you want to repair that as well. My crew at the moment is 100%. I've got all of the people there trained fully in camouflage, and now they're getting trained in as a second skill. I've got smooth ride, so I can shoot more accurately on the move. Snapshot. So I can shoot more accurately during turret rotation, and situational awareness on the commander to improve view range. Those are the mods I'm currently running. I'll tell you if the mods are a bit different during the game. If it's an earlier game, I won't have as good a crew. I think that's about all we need to tell you. The first couple of games I've got are very quick games, just to show you if you want to get through, like me, I'm trying to get to the bat chat. And I really didn't enjoy driving this tank that much. But if you want to get through it really quick, there are some maps where I'll show you the first couple where you just launch at the enemy, tell everyone where you're going to go, launch at the enemy and spot a whole bunch of them at once, and your tanks will shoot them and you'll get a heap of spotting damage, and it'll help you advance a bit quicker. I didn't realise or come up with the idea of doing it until I was almost had this elite, but if I had started doing it earlier, I probably would have found the grind a lot easier. So I've got a couple of short games like that. Then I've got a couple of good quality spotting and damage games for have a look at how to use this tank. Bear in mind, I'm not very good with it. Okay, on to the games. Okay, the map is Melanovka, and this is an example of what I call rush spotting. I'm just going to charge straight across the field at the enemy and do as much spotting as I can before I get killed, and because all my tanks will be in position. Important thing is to tell people on your team what you are going to do. So you need to type a message to your team saying, I am going to drive straight across the field and go at the enemy, which I've just done. I'm going straight at them, right? So people will be ready now, their guns aimed, ready to do some damage. So you can see we've already spotted someone here. They are all lighting up. I might actually change this to third person view. Now you can see there's another scout coming up with me as well, but he's slightly further back than me, so I'll be getting most of the spots. He's changed course. We're both sort of zigzagging a little bit, and my team is shooting the crap out of everyone. See all these tanks we're spotting here. Now I've been hit. I'm about to get killed. I'm making sure that I'm getting all the tanks spotted, staying alive as long as I can by maneuvering. And there you go. So the game, we lasted less than a minute. You can see the tanks getting hit. quite a number of their enemy tanks were hit, destroyed there. Now we've got a T-71 there who's still spotting. He's driven hidden behind a building, which is probably the better way to do it. But there you go. So we've lost 2 tanks and they've lost 4. Alright. Okay, so it doesn't require much skill at all, but it certainly does give you a lot of spotting and a lot of spotting damage. So you can see there we spotted a whole bunch of tanks. There's actually I can scroll down here and show some more, but I can't scroll because it's a screenshot, so I've got another screenshot that shows the last couple missing off the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 10, I think it's 12 altogether tanks we spotted out of the 15 on the team. And they did damage to a fair few. I'll show you the next screen, just showing you the bottom couple there, the prototype, an AMX 1375. So you can see it does work okay. We end up getting beaten anyway, but and here we have we ended up 4th on experience on our team, so it's pretty good considering we didn't do any damage whatsoever. Did we fire a shot? Don't know if we even fired a shot. And shots fired. We did fire 1 shot. We did, and we hit with it, but we didn't penetrate. Penetrations, we got hit 3 times. Enemy spotted 12. Damage to our assistance 5,805. So that's quite a lot. I did do another game where, except I accidentally deleted the replay, where I had about 5,500, and I got a patrol duty, and we won that game, and I made over 1,000 experience with premium. So it does work out well. I've had a couple of, every time I've done it about 4 times, and every time I've got at least 2,500 experience. Sorry, 2,500 spotting damage. So yeah, it does work. The next game is just not one of those rush games. Okay, the map is Live Oaks. I've just told the team where I'm going to be spotting from. I've just highlighted it on the map so they know where to look. Good thing to do when you're trying to get spotting damage. It's a tier 10 game. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tier 10s, and nearly all the rest of the tanks are tier 9s on each side. So I head straight off. As you can see, the acceleration of the tank isn't great, but the top speed is very good. So I'm heading off now to go to the spotting position at around D4, which is about where I told my team I'd go. So trying to spot all the tanks as they start moving into the town, and then hopefully my team can hit them, although normally the big tank destroyers go up the hill. By the time they get up the hill, it's too late. But anyway, here's trouble. There's a T-71 and it was an A-20 behind him, I think. I figure they're going to spot me, so I just have to shoot him. There's not much else I can do. I'm being shot at now. I've just got 317 damage from an M103.
Enemy is hit.
I'm shooting and moving to try and avoid the M103. There he is. I'm in big trouble. I'm expecting it's the end of my game. Although he's just gone out of my view range. So no, I haven't gone out of his though. He's hit me again for another 52. I'm down to 231 health. So it's looking like the end of my game. The tank also then sort of stopped reversing for some reason. It's not... I haven't got much module damage, just some track damage, but it didn't want to move there for a minute as well. Anyway, so I decided to run away, and fortunately I must drop off his screen, and I live. So now I'm moving back to do some more spotting again. Hopefully we survive. And if the M103 is still there, hopefully we spot him before he spots us. Using the building as cover there, then it's not going too low in case the M103 is looking down into the valley. He might be having a position where he can see down there, and he might not be able to. So use that building and these bushes as cover here. And unfortunately I'm not spotting anything. Not a lot of action going on. It's just quite common in tier 9 and 10 games that people just sit and don't move for quite a while. Wait for somebody else to make a mistake. Now I've spotted the M103. See my gun elevation then? I couldn't get my reticule over the tank. That was as high as I could lift my gun. So I decided to move around a bit, maybe get a few spots on the move. There's a VK up there near the base. I'm a bit worried about him. I'm sure maybe someone on the left of me may have spotted me there. I'm not sure. I'm a bit worried I've been spotted, but I think, hey, I'm nearly dead. I'm just going to go for it. So I decided this VK's here. I'm going to whiz past the VK, put a couple of shots into his side, and then keep going and hope I can make it out the back and then maybe hit the artillery if it's out there. So there he is. And I notice he's not moving. His turret's not turning. I think he's AFK.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy
Yep,
is
he's
hit.
AFK, alright.
Penetration. Enemy
4
armor
shots.
is damaged.
5. I'm not going to be able to kill him though.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Some days you're just lucky. I hit his ammo rack. I was thinking I'd have to drive away again because I was worried about getting hit by artillery there because I stopped for a while and reload, come back and finish him off. But as it turned out, I didn't have to. Now I'm getting ready, but I can see artillery's trying to line me up here. So I fire and I miss, and it looks like our artillery got him. So at least I'll get some spotting damage for that, even though I didn't get any hitting damage on him. And here we go. We've come up behind his other artillery and an AMX. I don't get to shoot the other artillery either. That's a 1390. He's a bit tougher than me. I didn't realise. I thought he was a 75. And he lands a shot into me and finishes me off. And that's the end of my game. Now we're well in front, and I think part of that has got to be due to my spotting that we're so far ahead. I reckon. Yeah, it's all because of me. Okay, that was my first class mastery badge. I didn't actually end up getting my mastery badge in this tank. As you see, we did some good spotting there, and we were very lucky killing that VK. Sometimes you've got to be lucky, hey. So let's have a look. We finished on top for experience there, so it just goes to show what you can do. I guess we're in a tier 7 tank and it's a tier 10 game, so that helps increase our experience ratio. And we did quite a respectable bit of damage. It wasn't a long-lasting game, and great bit of spotting as well. So you can see here, even this WT E100 here did 4,300, and we still earned more experience. And the final screen, we fired 13 shots, 11 direct hits, 10 penetrations, did 2,423 damage. We received 3 hits, which is enough to kill us. Generally speaking, you can be 1 shot killed, 2 shot or 3 shot killed. You never, very rare that you last any more than that. We were a bit lucky there with that M103 didn't finish us off. We spotted 6 enemies, damaged 3, destroyed 1, and did a bit of spotting damage, 868. Made some good coin as well. And experience-wise, 1167 without premium, and with premiums, 1750, which is awesome result. I think this map is called Mountain Pass. It's a tier 9 game. One of the things, my win rate went as low as 44% in this tank. It's now up to 48. Not in this game though, I think it's less in this game, but this is when I finally learned where to go, because that's the hardest thing in a light tank, is learning where on the map you can go to be effective, because you have no armor and you don't really have a great damaging gun that everyone's scared of or anything, so you really need to know where to go. So I'm trying to give you a few different games with each with a different map, so you can kind of see where I've gone and had some reasonable success. So if you're driving a light tank, you might think, oh, maybe I'll go that way and test it out, and you can maybe get a reasonable game. So by using my speed, I've managed to get through here before the tanks come down the hill. Now there's a T21 there, so you can see there's light tanks here. This is where light tanks like to go.
Critical hit.
I can't quite finish him off. Someone else finishes him off, so that's alright. Now I need to get moving because they'll be coming up behind us soon. The T44 who's come with me, he spotted them already. Do suffer quite a speed penalty going through the water. Now I did see an AMX up here before. I'm trying to spot him. Okay, you can see we've spotted him there. Now he's 106 meters from us. So remember what I said about spotting, the 50 meter rule doesn't apply once the tanks get up. So we're a tier 7 and we spotted him from 106 or 108 meters, something like that. So really, once it's against a tier 9 and 10, once it's sort of less than 200 meters, you're going to get spotted. So passive spotting doesn't work that great unless you've got like just a fantastic location. So I spot this E75. There's no way I'm going to try and shoot an E75 with this gun. Well, actually, I have done it in the past. I have penetrated E75, even penetrated E100s, but yeah, you fire 6 shots and you fluke one somewhere between one of their, between the track and a wheel or something, and you get it in. But it's just no point. He'll just squish me. So I see other tanks going up here, and I figure, okay, I'm going to go up here too. I've reloaded my gun. I see a T-44. He's already up there. He's been hit. He's been hit again. I'm going to try and sneak up on the left here and see if I can get behind the enemy. Hopefully I'm far enough away I've been noticed by whoever was shooting at the T-44. We can see there's a T-71 there, so he's something we can shoot at and hurt. Hopefully the T-44 is diverting his attention, which he is. I donked my first shot. Second one's a winner. Got to back up now. I don't want to fire, don't hit my teammate. Now he's clear. And we get a kill, which is nice. Now I see that Centurion up there decided to go up and help and eliminate him, get behind another enemy. Now I see that actually, you know what, they got him already and it's just our tanks there, so there's no point going up there. So I decide now to head for their cap and see if we can find their artillery, because that's one thing in these fast light tanks. If you get in the right position, you can get their artillery. See a KV-4 up there on the right. I'm going to have trouble penetrating him, so I don't really want to engage him, so I'm going to try and stay as far to the left as I can. The artillery's been spotted. There it is. M53, M55, a weird name. Now he's actually behind a rock. I can't get a shot at him, so I decide to shoot right up there, drive right up there and get a shot at him. As I'm driving up, I've spotted something behind me, but I'm not paying attention to it at the moment. I'm just going to keep moving. Looks like our artillery actually got their artillery. So now I decide to better turn around and have a look. You can see it's GW Panther. I can't get my gun up. I wait and shoot. So my gun elevation there wasn't enough. I couldn't lift my gun up to get a shot at him. Luckily for me, he was heading down the hill, and I just waited for him to come into my reticule and hit him. I don't know why I'm driving around. There's no artillery that can really hit me. I guess if someone does drive in, like a medium tank comes flying in, at least I'm a moving target. And then I decide that I'm just going to use the bit of cover here in case someone comes around up the hill. If you ever watch Jingle's reviews, he always says that you should knock that down at the start of the game so people can't hide behind it. Well, there you go. It covers my whole tank. And we've capped. We've won. Yay! Well, it wasn't a fantastic game, but it was pretty good. We did alright. We did a bit of damage. As you can see, we killed 3 tanks and damaged another one. That's quite a useful thing to do. Next screen-a-rooney. And we finished on top. There you go. We're on top for experience. So you can see other tanks there did a lot more damage than us. 1500, 2000. No one did a stack of damage because it was such a fast-paced game and there's still tanks left. But yeah, we finished on top. Next screen. We fired 11 shots, 9 direct hits, 9 penetrations, and we did 901 damage. Enemies spotted, 1, damage 4, destroyed 3, and you can see we also did 31 base capture points. I think the reason being we're tier 7 and tier 9 game, so we got a fair bit of experience out of that. 661 or something with premium capped to 991. That's pretty good for such a short game. Next game.
Time to roll out.
Okay, forgot the name of the map. But anyway, this is in my opinion, a perfect example of how to spot. So finally I do a really good spotting game. It's not the rush that's really... The rush thing doesn't help your team that much. It gives you lots of spotting damage and people have a bit of fun, but this is how you spot for your team and really help change the course of the game by keeping the enemy lit up. So I go straight up this section here, which is a great section for spotting from. It's also a great section for shooting from if you can manage to get up here during a game if you've got a medium tank or something. Heavy tanks don't usually get enough time to get up there without being shot at. As you can see, I've already spotted a few people. So what I want to do is I want to get over this hill into that next section. I just got to be very careful how I do it. So I'll make sure they're all looking the other way. Now they've come unspotted. So I'm just going to go over the hill. I'll spot them again and then descend down here. This is where I want to be. Now I'm a bit worried about that T-29. It's coming forward a bit too much for my liking. But somebody else has got him anyway. I decided to shoot him because that's a bad spot. If he gets up onto my side, I'm in trouble. So I use this bush here. Let's push up. And they were all waiting for me to do it. So I must have been... I got shot there. I must have been spotted. So I must have still been lit up from that T-21 before. And they were just all watching me drive up the hill. And so they just lined me up and they shot me. So I make sure this time that I'm not spotted. And I'm just going to pop up the bush again. And there they all are. Pop back. So my team now knows where all those guys are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks. What is it? Tank destroyer and 5 heavies. So then that T-29 there is getting hit. We move up again. I'm not quite seeing the lower ones. I'm getting most of them. But I need to push a little bit further. It's a bit dangerous because I'm exposing myself through the bush. But there you go. Now we've managed to spot them all. And I just have to make sure that because I would have been lit up then. So when I got out of the bush, I would have been lit up and they all would have seen me. So now I just have to move back around. The reason I'm moving backwards and forwards is because they've got artillery. And if I've been spotted, I'm worried about artillery just taking a shot at me. So come up again, I come right through the bush again to spot them. And as you can see, someone shoots at me. So I'm definitely getting spotted when I do that. But I need to do it to keep them all spotted so that when my team shoots them, now see they've all disappeared. Team doesn't know where they are. I pop up, our team knows where they are. I got hit there. I immediately used my repair kit and repair my tracks. Now, that T-29 got nailed there. We probably got the spotting damage for that. And as you can see, they're disappearing again off the screen. So I'm going to go up again and light them up again. Here comes our Panther. So now he's got something to shoot at. Well, I think he's actually backing off now. He's seen how many tanks are down there. Unfortunately, they've already nailed our artillery. Or with all those tanks bunched together there like that, our artillery would be having the best game ever. But they must have got one of their scouts and he's probably nailed our artillery. So unfortunately, I've got to rely on our tanks getting in and doing the damage, which is a little bit harder to get spotting points then, because what happens is once those heavy tanks get close, they start doing the spotting. And so you're not getting spotting points, they're just doing their own spotting. But as you can see, I'm still lighting them up when I come up, so we're still doing some spotting. The ISU 152 gets nailed, so we probably got spotting for that. I'm pushing right through again there to make sure I'm lighting everyone up. It looks like now I'm probably not doing the spotting. Oh, I probably did that bit. But now I'm probably not doing spotting now because that AMX is too close now. He's probably spotting them all and I'm not getting anything. So I decide, okay, it's probably safe for me now to race down here and try and get their artillery if I can find it. And it could even be a tank destroyer hiding up this right up here as well. But so I'm trying to use the bushes a little bit for cover on the way up. Like this, I'm sort of lining them up and driving through them, etc. Just to make sure if there's someone hiding in those trees just there, if he's aiming at me, I'm hopefully going to take him at least somewhat by surprise. Then I start to move in front of this building here, use this building for a bit of cover, then turn back again in case he was turning to maybe aim at me while I was go past the building. Like a tank destroyer or something, I could outmaneuver him. And here we go. There's their artillery. Hello! Surprise! Oh, he's turning a bit quicker than I expected. These tier 9 and 10 artilleries aren't sitting ducks like the low ones. Oh, one shot left in my magazine. Make sure of it. And I keep moving because I can see those other tanks over there. I would have been lit up because I was next to him. And we've got both of them. They both blew up. So that's it. End of game. Actually, I wonder if I spotted those guys up there. Okay, so if I had to say, give an example of how to do spotting, I reckon that's how you do it. Other than the mistake I made where I got shot when I was still spotted, I drove up to the edge of the hill. Other than that, I think I played it almost flawlessly, I believe. It is a good map to do that kind of spotting on though. So yeah, good looking screen. As you can see, lots of spotting damage. The screen extends, so I can't scroll down because it's a screenshot, so I'll show you the next shot, which will show that last couple there. So it shows the one we killed, the Artie, and a T21 there. Go to the next screen, and as you can see, we only did 350 damage, but we finished second on experience. Actually, did we get exactly the same experience? I haven't seen that before. Yet we both got 980 raw experience, so I finished equal top, if you like. The other guy did more damage, he got 4 kills, so I suppose we can give him the top position. But yeah, there you go. So we only did 350 damage, we finished second for experience. All these guys did more damage. So it definitely can work. And the final screen, we fight 7 shots, 5 direct hits, of which 4 penetrated. We kind of shot the artillery on one of those rounds on a bad angle, and it bounced. Damage was 350. We received 3 hits, 2 penetrated, 1 bounced. I don't remember seeing the bounce, but we bounced one, so we're very lucky. We could easily have been killed there. So I think that was that first time I popped over the hill. That was a mistake. What we spotted 8. Damaged 1, destroyed 1, and we did 4,995 spotting damage, so pretty darn close to 5,000. So that's pretty impressive, and we made some good money there. You can see, ended up with 40,000 profit, and yeah, 980 raw experience came up to 1470 with the premium. So yeah, great game. Thank you for watching my review of the 1375. I hope you enjoyed that review. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of the same, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Have fun.